The mayor of Paterson is telling New Jersey's attorney general to get out of his city. This after a brazen robbery was caught on surveillance video. The attorney general took over Paterson's police department back in March of 2023.
Other news of the day, we begin in New Jersey, where cops right now are searching for a band of armed robbers seen on video holding up a barbershop Friday in Paterson. What makes the armed robberies even more disturbing is that the bad guys are using assault-style rifles to do their bidding. What in the world is happening?
Two violent robberies caught on camera have the Northwest Side neighborhood on edge. Suspects in masks and carrying guns not only rob, but punch defenseless people. And both of the attacks happened in broad daylight. Let's get to CBS 2's Noel Brennan. He joins us now live from the control room to tell us how the violence has deeply affected at least one woman here. Hi, Noel.
Hi, Chris. So it is disturbing to see these victims willingly give up their property and the robbers beat them anyway. These are just two of a series of at least 7 robberies that happened on Thursday, Chicago police say, on the city's northwest side. For neighbors in one neighborhood in the Avondale area, this has totally rattled them.
It's really nerve-wracking.
After more than 3 decades in this Avondale neighborhood, one video.
I have it on my phone.
Changes how Joanna Cintrone feels at home.
Makes you feel very at unease.
This is the 4100 block of West Oakdale Avenue on Thursday afternoon. Joanna says that's her neighbor on the sidewalk, targeted by 2 suspects with guns.
They start digging in his pockets, and then they hit him once, and then the second time they hit him, they kind of knocked him out.
Joanna's neighbor lies motionless as the suspects drive off in a gray SUV. People eventually rush over to help and call 911. Little do they know, this was not the first robbery. Minutes earlier, the same suspects target a man at a shopping plaza on Pulaski near West Nelson Street. They take the man to the ground at gunpoint and take everything in his pockets.
It makes us feel not safe in our own neighborhood, you know?
Joanna sees no excuse for violence.
Meanwhile, video shows one of these crimes in action. A far north side jeweler says his store was robbed on a very busy stretch of Devon Avenue with an estimated $300,000 in lost merchandise. Our Charlie DeMar has the story you'll see only on CBS News Chicago.
New at 6:30 from our 8 News Now investigators, disturbing details emerging from a police sexting that happened in North Las Vegas.
Police arrested 18 men, all accused of meeting police decoys they thought were minors. 8 News Now investigator Kyle Payne obtained and reviewed all 18 police reports. Kyle.
Denise, Bryan, when one of those 18 men was arrested after 11 p.m. one night this summer, he asked police, quote, "You guys catching predators?" And reading the details of all 18 police reports, one might draw the same conclusion.
All 18 men were nabbed by North Las Vegas police in a sting which included Metro, the FBI, and North Las Vegas and Henderson PDs. They range in age from 22 all the way to 60, but regardless of the age of these men, the decoys with whom they were speaking were generally posing as 13 to 15-year-old boys and girls.
9 men were arrested today in Limestone County with attempted human trafficking charges after a joint child exploitation operation with Athens Police Department.
Police report that these men were caught through social media apps and gaming chats, urging parents to keep a closer eye on their kids' online activity. News 19's Peyton Newman has been following this story all day. And Peyton, what has been the big takeaway from today?
Law enforcement shared that these human traffickers do not reach out solely on social media. They're talking to kids in video games and chat rooms too, saying traffickers are everywhere online, even the places you'd least expect. 6,000 people. That's how many are trafficked across Alabama every single day, according to the Global Slavery Index.
That 18-year-old woman who allegedly stole a Porsche in Mississauga and ran over its owner in a now viral video is facing more auto theft charges in Toronto. Police say the suspect was charged while still in the custody of Peel Regional Police. She is now accused of being involved in 2 more auto thefts that happened over the span of 5 days earlier this month. Both were prearranged meetings where she and another suspect told the victim they were interested in purchasing their vehicles.
Now to a man in custody for allegedly trying to kidnap an 11-year-old boy over the weekend. Neighbors, as you would imagine, are still shook up, but there are a lot of unanswered questions about exactly what happened. 19's Katie Tursick now with the latest developments.
Alliance police tell us this was the second time that Joshua Freiermuth was arrested over the weekend. He was arrested on Friday for possession of methamphetamine, but was then released from jail.
We have probable cause to believe that an incident did take place. We're still investigating it. We are still looking into the circumstances, if he has an alibi.
Joshua Freiermuth was arrested Sunday evening after he allegedly attempted to kidnap an 11-year-old boy in a
Kansas City twins are in custody tonight in Cass County, being held without bond. They're suspected in an armed carjacking Tuesday on I-49. Fox 4's Hannah King joins us in Belton with how the two women were ultimately nabbed.
Belton police tell me a woman was involved in a minor traffic accident here on Interstate 49, but it was at this exit where her vehicle and the suspect vehicle pulled over. And when the victim exited her car to inspect the damage, she was carjacked.
It's a brazen home invasion. Two armed men burst into a house in Pasadena, Texas. 3 victims are ordered to the floor. Then one suspect lifts one young lady by her hair and orders her to another part of the house. As the terrifying invasion unfolds, the parents, who are out for the evening, watch in horror on their Ring camera cell phone app.
Hey, who's in my house? I got you on camera.
The cops are on the way.
The cops are on their way. My neighbors are there. They're calling the cops right now. Y'all better get out of my house. Y'all better get out of my house now.
It is a terrifying incident. If you watch the video there, you can see what a traumatic incident it actually was.
Do you think the fact that they were talking to these robbers via Ring video, that had some impact on them leaving quickly?
As soon as that camera system activates and someone's talking to them saying, get out of my home, get out of my home, you can see how quickly they left.
Shot and killed 31-year-old Malik Birdsong was known as King Malik in the pro circuit, a really rising star. He was an LA native with an impressive boxing record, and he was rising through the ranks.
KTLA's Jennifer McGraw has the latest on this investigation.
It's here at his gym, Sweet Science, where Malik spent most of his time aside from work and his family. Everyone is in shock, saying Malik was one of the greatest guys. After a Sunday supper with his family, Malik Birdsong gave his mother one last kiss goodbye. The pro boxer never had a fighting chance against an ambush outside. 2 men came out shooting and chased Malik as he ran for cover, then shot him again several times.
They both walked up to him and he said, "I'm not a banger." That's all he said to him.
A heartbroken family is speaking out after their loved one was shot and killed while driving.
The Harris County Sheriff says 19-year-old Cody Johnson was gunned down in a suspected road rage. Stephen Goen is at the Harris County Sheriff's Office with those details tonight. Stephen. All right, now to some developing news out of Frederick County, Maryland. In the last 2 hours, the sheriff's office announced an arrest in a brutal double murder. It happened in Newmarket, Maryland last month. Our Lionel Donovan is live in Frederick County and has more on this announcement. Lionel, what did we learn?
Good afternoon, Leslie. Well, the conference just wrapped up a short while ago, but during that time, the sheriff announced that David Philip Turner has been arrested and he stands accused of shooting and killing Kamara Baker and Sean Lang while they were in their home on Mandalong Court. Now, the sheriff said that this arrest was a joint effort involving the FBI and the Fort Lauderdale Police Department.
First at 10, a former school resource officer with the Hernando Police Department, Jose
Porter is facing rape and sexual battery charges. News Channel 3 is the only station there when Porter leaves the jailhouse after being released on bond.
Well, their signs sure tug at your heart. They need money for the funeral of a little girl or a little boy, depending on which street corner they're standing on.
And the men and women carrying them are showing up all over the Grand Rapids area. But where is that money really going?
Target 8 investigator Ken Kolker confronted 2 of those groups.
Brian and Sue, we encountered a half a dozen men and women working the corners at Fuller Avenue and Leonard Street on the Grand Rapids northeast side, each holding a sign asking for money for a little girl's funeral. Hi, I'm a reporter from Wood TV. You don't speak English? This was mid-afternoon yesterday. The street's busy with traffic. Where's the funeral?
Don't speak English.
You don't speak English. Could you tell me when she died? The signs include a photo of a girl, list her name as Anna, and say she was 6 when she died of leukemia. She pointed to the woman down the sidewalk, also with a sign. She said you speak English?
Don't speak, sorry.
She said you speak English?
No.
Could I ask? What?
The search for the suspect in a child sex crime investigation has ended with an arrest. Police in Aberdeen say 31-year-old Ciara Ochatarena has been taken into custody. She's wanted for rape, sexual exploitation of a minor, and disseminating material harmful to minors. Court documents say the alleged crimes happened between June and mid-August, involving children 13 and 14 years old.
At 10, heartbreak in Taylor tonight, where police say a 7-year-old girl was fatally stabbed. Good evening, and thank you so much for being here. I'm Whitney Burney. Police say the little girl was killed by her 13-year-old sister. First responders raced to the area of Telegraph and Chestnut just after 1 o'clock this afternoon. 7 News Detroit reporter Darren Cunningham took a trip there.
Out 11, new video tonight shows the moment police officers find a 2-year-old girl wandering alone while her parents were out clubbing in Miami Beach. It turns out the little girl wasn't the only child the couple had left by themselves that night. CBS News.
It's Friday night. Do you know where your children are? Dozens of young people on bicycles stormed a 7-Eleven convenience store in Pico Robertson this Friday evening, stealing whatever they could get their hands on, including food and lottery tickets, stuffing their shirts and sweatshirts and pockets with the merchandise, ransacking and trashing the place in a matter of minutes.
The community members all marched in downtown Los Angeles today, demanding more affordable housing and protesting against rising rent prices and a number of management issues. The participants presented a letter of demands to apartment building SB Lofts, which they say has numerous issues and is being mismanaged. Advocates say that they want other tenants to know that they don't have to take retaliation from landlords and that resources are out there for them.
It really is a devastating time for many renters, including this 93-year-old who says the abuse of a state law known as the Ellis Act is the reason she and thousands of other tenants are losing their homes.
I feel very sad. Very sad.
93-year-old Andrea Perez is packing up all her belongings.
I get tired. So many things that I have to do.
Andrea is being forced to leave the place she's called home since 1984. Not because of missed rent, but because her building was sold to a new developer.
We have a crime alert now. Tonight, thieves posing as delivery workers. Surveillance video shows the bad guys in action. One man wearing a UPS uniform and holding a package rings the doorbell. When someone opens the door, his accomplices rush in with guns. This happened near the Galleria off of Willers Way. Samantha Patashkin is live now with a closer look at that video and also a warning for homeowners tonight. Samantha?
Well, Lauren, definitely some scary moments for those homeowners. In fact, the husband was actually sent to the hospital after getting beat up by the robbers. Now that family is paying to have a security guard stand outside their home 24/7. It was a knock on the door that could have turned deadly.
You know, this man had to fight for his life and fight for his family.
Watch as suspect number 1, dressed in a UPS jacket, package in hand, waits at this doorstep. When the homeowner answers, he asks him to sign for a delivery, then forces his way in.
When the man put the gun to his face, he started fighting back immediately for defense of his family.
Unfortunately for the homeowner, there were 3 other armed men behind suspect number 1. And as soon as the father put up a fight, they charged in, beating him and using a taser to subdue him.